have shut down Envy before.
Showstopper out, doesn't really do too much. Infiltrator in some big trouble as the spam continued throughout the entirety of that cyber cage. Now the orbital strike, well placed, well positioned, separates the offense completely. And now Ollie's in some major trouble here. The whole force of Envy trying to run him down. They eventually find him. And well, Glyph, who's been on a solo mission this entire round, has to really go rogue. Some step-ups here for Winthrop at mid. Spike is now making its way back through Spice over to this direction, but this is where the heavy stack is. You heard the pop flash from Eggster to clear showers. He gate crashes back to safety, and this is what I'm talking about. Like, the forward pressure that Envy's put on the map forces Winthrop to have to check every single corner. They have not done that correctly. Now everyone is vulnerable thanks to a well-placed snake bite. And Envy are looking good for their fourth.
Just like Ash said on the desk, Ion, consistency, always coming through.
Over to A, break down the site with smokes of your own, avoid the cypher, and play the 5v3. Flash out early. Poppin would have to find something. Eggster's able to connect once. That slows down the play just a touch, but Infiltrator's made his way onto site. Crossed up though, Ion able to get a second. Is there more available for Ion? Sure is, he finds himself two, but now you got a shorty for Glyph. Trying to move quickly, but Eggster connects with the classic. And we'll get a 5-5 tally. What a hold by Ion.
Yeah, it's Ion all day. Questionable stuff coming through from KaneZera, taking that teleporter very preemptively.
See if they can continue to provide the success that they need. Infiltrator up close and personal. Decoy actually going to provide the utility that it needs. Moves is trying to swing onto that. Not going to work. Ion with the follow-up off the mid-pinch. And it leaves it just to Governor, who, to be fair, is in a pretty decent spot, but does not expect Eggster holding back. And the trade is in. Numbers with Envy on the pistol towards A.
Ali and Glyph left up against 4. Eggster very low HP though, so Ali finds that pick. That's going to be huge for them. Spike goes down.
Ollie's able to find one, but it takes a significant amount of damage in the process. So eyes to Glyph. This ghost could be punishing, and it's just a peek from KaneZera that hits not once but twice.
Reminding me of Demon 1 back on EG, where Demon 1 peak was like killing people at VCT, and then on specific maps will swap onto that role, the Brimstone, and we're kind of seeing very similar stuff. They mentioned it on the desk as well. Very consistent, even when...
Battle here for Ollie. Dog in the middle of all of it, and Infiltrator, as the focus shifts back to mid, is able to connect for a headshot. Now stepping up, flashes, nades, everything littering the front side of A, but Envy have the numbers on the crossfire side of Glyph, trying to make a mess of it, but cannot connect. And the overheal will allow transition through teleporter to work. And would you look at Ion holding the teleporter, and Moobs has no choice but to try to make their way forward.
Especially given the fact that they've got their stacks ready to go on this offense.
Infiltrator, whoa, what a set of shots on Infiltrator. Stops the performance through bathrooms, and now Moobs is sitting here thinking, uh-oh. Am I good? Trades were fast, they were furious, and yeah, that late spy cam will reveal that. No, Ion's gonna give this another go. Noise being made by KaneZera. That could be an opportunity as Eggster gets deep into the site unexpectedly. Now the teleporter play, Ion in a perfect position to get a read on it. And oh, the shots through the side of the wall. Land for the headshot, and what looked to be Winthrop in a perfect setup to deal with all of that. Ends up being Eggster again, breaking things from out of nowhere.
You know, Shift, I'm wondering why it's always so fun to watch an Envy game, no matter which team they face, right? And I think it comes down to just escalations of tempos in aggression. We see consistently Envy has to force the other team to play more aggressively, otherwise they're not going to be able to match their tempo. The other team...
Here comes the play. Glyph moves dealt with quickly.
30 seconds left.
Yeah, perfect setup in terms of how you set yourself up for at least some sort of a battle, but can't happen. So you see it. Vandal will be collected. Ollie, this is the good old-fashioned heave-ho college try, but KaneZera is in his way, and Envy find themselves up to double digits and gaining a little bit of daylight now between them and Winthrop on this map.
Yeah, that's 4 rounds in their attacking half thus far. You see, like, when it comes down to just the raw gunfight, Envy don't lose that. I don't know that there's another team at the moment, maybe Hubert Academy, with how good they've been looking lately, that are able to take just an honest gun fight against Envy. And
Infiltrator, well, he may not be able to get out a teleporter here. Blast packs across and sets up Governor for the freebie. Now to the other side, Glyph finds one. Seekers are gonna make a mess of the backside of the site. Showstopper to follow. Blindly tossed into the pit, does not work. Ion still holding, full HP. Ion still in position to try to contest the spike on top of that. In position as well as KaneZera. Orbital Strike is at the ready and he's ready to pop it. All it takes is a bit of a toggle. Governor gets a trade, but is it too late? It's just down to Kane. First shot good to the 1v1 with Ali. Playing in the corner, trying to kill the time. Jumping over the side, shorty out, not gonna happen. KaneZera finds the 1v2 clutch and Envy get to 11.
Oh, man, that didn't feel good, I'm not gonna lie. You see Ali ready for the 1v1 revenge coming through. KaneZera just hopping around like, oh no, this is not gonna work out well for me. And
Extra throwing in a little bit of utility to try to give some, at least leniency. And oh gosh, another moment where Egg is just spamming out utility, ends up coming away with the cancellation and the kill. Ion shuts down the play at Heaven. Poppin will eventually plant. And now you've got a long bench angle from Ion to help out Eggster's position. Governor will get into lamps and almost has an even battle with Ion, who gets the kill with the last shot. So Glyph 1v3, yeah, difficult decision here. You can see the 0 credits for Infiltrator. Governor will be able to afford, but how key would something like a Viper's Pit be right now? Egg's able to find the opener. Heal's gonna come through and he's gonna get an orb. Not that it really amounts to too much. Teleport will be hit, at least by Eggster and his decoy. Those sound cues may have Winthrop a little bit weary over what's happening at A, but the spy cam inside a shower will obviously reveal that nothing is happening. Eggster finds another with the teleport back over to Moobs. There is at least one elimination for Glyph, who's gonna have to go just Giga Chat mode here in the back of the site. Not gonna happen. Ali by themselves, and he's being held by a trap wire and Spire. Not looking good for Winthrop. And there it is, final shot lands. Envy takes map number 1. Winthrop's bold selection, 13-8.
I mean, it was a very bold selection coming in from Winthrop University, but in that first half, like, you could see they came in with a very deliberate plan on how...
Envy is a team that really likes to march to the beat of their own drum. They have their own rhythm, and you either match it or you really, really don't interfere.
But this is going to be a brawl between these two teams. Already, Winthrop University backs against the wall, looking for it, and, well, Governor at least finds Inspire.
Should open the door here at C. One of the big keys that we talk about whenever we see Yoru ISO is that you don't want ISO to get planted and keep refreshing the double tap on site. So trying to mix up the looks, keep KaneZera rotating around as much as humanly possible. We'll see if there's double tap shield that's already up, already broken. Good spam through the dark cover. Spike continues to be kind of toggled, eventually planted. And you kind of look to see what does Ion do to get involved. That's going to be an idea of let's get involved by way of paranoia and then let the rest of my team pop off. And that's exactly what happens. Spin up a web, come right into it. Envy only dropped the first blood on their way to winning the pistol.
It's like the Deskar Prophets, how they predicted that the shield on KaneZera was going to be such an issue. And to be fair, Winthrop University, they do a pretty good job of...
Good read. Egg in trouble. And that's enough to pull it all back, but Inspire wins on the flank, and now the neural theft gets thrown out.
And all that ground is taken for Winthrop University, but they're still not doing anything for it. Still have 40 seconds to execute, but all the meanwhile, Envy are taking space on their own, making sure to lock down some of these sites. The call is made, but Ion still not taken out.
The fact that Ion was able to get back is unbelievable value for Envy. And now I don't even know how you get through this. If you're Winthrop, there's just no way you work through this dark cover, at least not cleanly. That's exactly the case. KaneZera, a little bit of patience in the middle of the gunfight, takes down the final 2. And Envy will go up 3-2 with Winthrop staring down a limited purchase in round 6.
These last couple
Winthrop can cook up. It's going to be all sheriffs here. Ion gets the first, not the second moves. I'm telling you, he's good for one when he's got a sheriff in his hands.
The timing Kainzera not able to capitalize on it, and now Moves is going to be able to at least stall things out for a bit. Rest of the team coming, though. They know the importance of trying to find this pick right now, and it's going to be pistol shots taking Kainzera down across the map.
That's peculiar. Oh, okay, never mind Odin things. Well, careful, this is a long reload. Gets reset, flash out, Moves punishes. That's a couple of weapons to be collected here. So you go to the egg. Flashes off the back wall. No one home. At least not initially. Here comes Moves with the check. Not going to be able to find it. No patience. Had help. Had a paranoia that he could have worked on. Doesn't matter. Egg finds another. And so now it's a 1v1. Infiltrator off the blast pack movement. Not good enough to sway the aim of Inspire, and Envy pull back a near thrifty round from Winthrop.
Oh boy.
Man, it just another one of those headache moments for WU.
Yeah, speaking of headache moments, nothing they can really do here. Trying to go around the corner. The spike is already down. Ali might have all the space, but it's all for naught. Inspire has been doing an excellent job of kind of locking some of these sites down. We've seen the Ali versus Inspire consistently happen on that C site, and nothing really has worked out for Winthrop thus far.
Oh, good counter on the spike beat down. Envy is not going to allow Winthrop a chance. Yep, power of the double tap scene in first-hand perspective right there by Glyph. 5-2 the count, flawless round for Envy.
On their opponents, ready for a gunfight at any moment and ready to secure those
Stop
kills.
it.
Egster, headshot onto Ali, and that might give away the positioning of this Winthrop University attack.
Yeah, and I was about to say, you know, I was kind of preemptive calling that Winthrop was just going to kind of save in this round, or at least get a light purchase, but they full buy out. But that opening first blood is a critical one for Envy. It is traded on the other side of the map to an opportunity now for a 3v4. Nightfall will be earned with that plant. So there is a tool available to keep them on site. There's the wall, plus the shield. Here comes the play forward. Trades are good for Winthrop. Down to the 2v2 we go. Poppin will be identified and decayed. Prowler just to check the corner. Now the Haunt. Does not reveal much. C's also in the mix. Governor trying to force it. Poppin gets the gun up in time, and Egster wins his one on the opposite side of the site. Oh, Winthrop was cooking one up, but now it's 7-2. And the news goes from bad to worse. Don't worry. Spycam once again, able to get into play and get a read that this is a commitment onto the C site. Here comes the defense rotating over. Can Inspire hold? Can he find one and keep the site maybe even better? Razorvine keeping him in place. Good first. That's the spike carrier, almost gets more. Poppin, though, is in play. Governor shut down to the rotation on the backside of B. And the Odin on this railing is just paper mache shredder. Poppin finds a couple more, and Envy gets to 8.
You've said it best. It's right there, consistently. That's Poppin yet again finding a multi.
Okay, this should be a plant. Wait, they can't actually plant because the counter utility and the spam is just, it's been an issue. So there's a little bit of insanity, but there's also just a level of they can't handle clearing off site with limited utility and then spending some on waterfall. And now we're trying to make our way over to A for the first time this game. We don't know what's here. We don't know what it looks like. And wouldn't you know it, they're just running into the Odin again.
Not just the Odin, though. Crossfire's being set up. Look at that. Like, at this point, Kainzera's already on their flank. There's just no opportunity for easier for them to be able to win. I don't like that being kind of the win condition here, but it is one of those themes that I've been noticing is Ion really just slapping Infiltrator right down as soon as the round starts. Zenby really want to hit double digits.
That just cannot happen. That's just Infiltrator looking for a shoulder. At least based on where he fell, that's what we would assume. Dark cover, useless. We're already through it. Doesn't make a difference, but that's helpful. Governor keeps at least some of the ropes contested. Egster, Ion, going to try to follow up, though, by playing into drop and a little bit deeper. 3v4, but the problem here is Winthrop are on Sheriffs. Although, Moves is still alive. Good paranoia. No, I was about to say, Moves is usually good for one. We said it, he's actually always good for one, but not the case there.
Oh. That's crazy. It's all working out perfectly here for Ion. Envy find their 10th, and Ion getting a nice little 4K. Another player who's been a little bit sleepy in this map, but that's once again a nice little confidence booster of note. Ion at 12, second lowest on the leaderboard, still more kills than the highest person on Winthrop University. This map has been extremely one-sided.
Eesh. And Poppin, well, you know it. You might love it, you might hate it, hard to say, but he's going to spam down that railing again. Egster going to teleport back to a little bit more safety in the backside of C. Here comes Winthrop, largely from the defensive spawn. Poppin, is he in a position to try to spam this down again? The Haunt was in a pretty solid spot, and Envy are battling out nicely. Big 1v1 to the backside of the site. Governor able to trade this thing back, but Inspire has the last word. Governor was not able to track him inside main, and that's enough for Envy to get to 11.
I'm just sitting over here like, not like this, not again, popping with the Odin on the other side of the railing this time. But Winthrop University pay that respect. I like the retake coming through, wait for the Odin spam to disappear. All right, now we can move in, and then it becomes a good old-fashioned fist fight on the site, it felt like, because everyone just navigating their way through the smokes here. But once again, like, that is a crazy shot for Kane's Air to pull out here. Good moves from Winthrop University, at least making sure that they're getting effective trades.
Bringing 2v2. And really, it's just two different potential 1v1s. This one's a big one. Oh, and Inspire. He's going to want that one back. Egster to the 1v2. Has the spike, going for the plant. Moob's not going to contest. Is going to wait for help.
Oh, boy. Also has the dimensional drift, but I don't know if this is really the round to use it. Has to play a little bit more aggressive. A good group up, though, coming through from Winthrop. They're going to try and play off this trade.
This would be for qualification to playoffs. Paranoia hits, but Exter slips away. There's the toggle. Egg. First one's free. Now it's the 1v1 with moves.
Oh,
it is going to go to the dimensional drift. Oh, goodness! Oh, my God! What a play from the Eggman! Oh, that was so sick!
Oh, my head is in my hand, but big congratulations to Envy, who qualify for playoffs. Like I was saying, they had a little bit of a rough patch given the last two games that they've done, but honestly, just pulling this up against Winthrop University. Oh no, we're doing it to him. Oh, the right back through. You'll love to see it from Egster, but honestly,